Alright. What's up, guys? Today I'm giving you my review on Beyond Two Souls. I was really looking forward to this game because I didn't play it. What is it? Heavy Rain. So I was really interested into this, and I have to say that for me, it's really a waste. And I'm going to tell you everything about it in just a few minutes. But now, let's start with the story. So, in Beyond Two Souls, you play as Jodie Holmes, which she's a very special girl. Since her birth, she's linked to an entity, like Ghost. Well, in the game they call it Entity. So she's linked since her birth to an entity called Aiden. Aiden can do all kind of different stuff. He can, move objects. He can possess people. He can kill people, of course, and do all kind of stuff that I will talk about in the gameplay part. But like in movies, you always have scientifics, who wants to know more about these strange events, strange things, right? And that's what's gonna happen. She's going to get involved with the army and so on and so on and so on. I'm not going to get too deep into details because I'm going to spoil you if I do. But what I can say is the story is very interesting to follow from beginning to the end. Also, in most games you play like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and so on and so on. In Beyond Two Souls, it's not in order. You play maybe chapter 6 first, and then you go back to chapter 2, and then after chapter 10, etc., etc. That's how it is in Beyond Two Souls. Also again, you play Jodie in different times of her life. When she was a kid, when she was a teenager, when she was, like what you saw in trailers. That's how it is in this game. The game had its strong part in the story, like the homeless chapter. That was extremely, I loved that chapter. Extremely good with all the characters, all the emotions. That was really good. And the game also had its, I would say, weaker parts, like in the chapter when she is in the desert. That part for me was kind of useless, and it wasn't really good. I didn't really like it. But overall, the story is really well presented. Great, how do they call these guys? Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe. Defoe, I think. Yeah, whatever. Really great performances from them. Yeah, it was really good. Really good. I really like the story. Now, let's talk about the graphics. In terms of character modeling, this game probably has the best graphics you will possibly see on the PS3. Honestly, when it's crazy. When you look at the characters, they look so real. And you will have a lot of shots throughout the game that will have the camera just in front of the character faces, and they just look so good. The details when they are, when they have blood in their faces, all the dust, everything just looks so real. So real. They did a really good job on that. Same thing for the facial expressions of the different characters. Also, they did a really good job there. The environment wasn't that outstanding, but it remains pretty good and pretty decent throughout the whole game, even if you had some parts that were, weaker. But overall, the game looks fantastic, really pleasing to the eye. Now, let's talk about the most important part in the video game, which is the gameplay. Like I said in the story part, Jody is linked to Aiden. You can play as Jody, but you can also play as Aiden by pressing triangle at any time. Aiden has different capacities. He can possess people to take controls of their body. He can kill people, of course. He can also interact with some objects. He can also interact with dead bodies to have, some type of flashbacks. But there is a big problem. This game is not really a game. It's more like an interactive movie. Let me explain why I'm saying this. Now, I have many examples, but I'm just going to give you some of them. The first one is in this mission. You have, your job is to kill a bad guy, okay? And remember, with Aiden, you can interact with objects to distract guards, you can possess guards, you can kill some of them. But here is the problem. You can't do what you want. Let's say I wanted to possess this guy and kill the other guy with him. Well, guess what? I can't do that because in order to possess somebody, you need, the game tells you which guards can be possessed by a light. The guards that can be possessed are in the orange with the orange lights. The guards that you can kill are in the red lights, and all the other ones you can't do anything. That's the problem in this game. They don't give you the liberty to do whatever you want to do. In this type of situation, the best would be let us do what we want. Let us play how we want. If I want to possess this guy and want to kill the other guy with him, I want to be able to do that. But in this game, you can't. And this is very, very annoying, people. When I played this game, I couldn't stop thinking, what if they gave us the liberty to do what we want? What if? It's just like in Hitman Absolution. You can kill somebody in different ways. I wanted to have these opportunities in Beyond Two Souls, but it's not the case. This is crazy. Why? I don't know. I do not know, my friends. It's crazy. I don't like to explain this. Now let me take another example. The second example I wanted to show you guys are the QuickTime events. Now I'm going to take one QuickTime event to explain how it works. It just works like any QuickTime events in any game, but there is a difference in Beyond Two Souls. Now watch this. During this QuickTime event, I'm doing everything right. I'm pushing the button at the right time. Let's see how it goes. As you can see, everything is cool. I did everything right, okay? Now let's take the same QuickTime event, and for this time I just put the controller on the floor. I didn't touch it. Watch what happens. as you can see, the result, it's pretty much the same. She doesn't die, and this is pretty strange. Why? Here's the problem. Whatever you do in this quick time event, Jody is not going to die. I got the platinum, and what I can say is you can only die once in this game. I'm not going to tell you where because I want to spoil you, but I only died once in this game. Only once. And it's crazy. You want to tell me that in this quick time event, whatever I do, if I do it right, it's good. If I do it wrong, it's also good? What? Are you serious? Nah, this is pretty messed up because if it was a game, if you do it right, you pass it. If you do it wrong, you die. That's how it works. But like, the developers didn't want us to, well, they want us to see the game, like if it was a movie, and that's the problem. The games, it's not a movie, it's a game. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but this is pretty messed up. I don't know why they did that, but it's pretty ridiculous at the end. Now let me show you the last example of this. The last example is pretty funny. In other games, to do some actions, you will just press one button. But in Beyond Two Souls, you will have to do every single action. For example, taking the salt, putting the salt in the food, putting the salt back, cutting the tomatoes, opening the door, closing the door, and so on and so on. This is pretty funny, and there are a lot of examples like this that could have been done just by pressing one button and having maybe a cinematic or something. But since this game is already like a movie, they just implemented these small actions to say, okay, we have this, we have something, we have some type of gameplay, but it's pretty useless and pretty stupid at the end. They could have done something very simple. They could have just made two modes. The first one being the game as what it is right now, and the second one, they could have just put some really basic gameplay mechanics that we see in other games, and I guarantee you this game would have been really good like that. But they didn't, and it's really a waste for me. It's really a waste because when you see the story, the graphics, the soundtracks, that's really a good job. But when you look at the gameplay, it's really poor. And that's why I'm giving this Beyond Two Souls a score of 15 out of 20. So that was it for my review on Beyond Two Souls. Hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching, and as always, God bless you guys. See you on my next video.